Good morning, children. Let us start chapter number 9, that is force and laws of motion. What is force? Force is an external effort which may move a body at rest or stop a moving body, or change the speed of a moving body, or change the direction of a moving body, or change the shape and size of a body. Effect of force: force can move a body at rest, force can stop a moving body, force can change the speed of a moving body, force can change the direction of a moving body, and force can change the shape and size of a body. Now, types of force. There are two types: balanced and unbalanced forces. First, balanced force. If two forces act on a body in opposite direction, and if both the forces are equal, then the resultant force acting on the body is zero. Such forces are called balanced force. Balanced force cannot change the state of rest or motion of a body. Second force is unbalanced forces. If two forces act on a body in opposite direction, and if one force is greater than the other, then the resultant force is not equal to zero. Such force is called unbalanced force. An unbalanced force changes the state of rest or the motion of a body. Force of friction or frictional force. Force of friction is the force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. For example, a ball rolling on the ground gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction. If we stop paddling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction. So, an object with uniform motion will continue to move with uniform motion if the force acting on it, pushing force or frictional force, are balanced. If an unbalanced force acts on a moving body, then its speed or direction of motion changes, and if the unbalanced force is removed, then it will continue to move with the speed it had acquired till then. Galileo has performed an interesting experiment of motion of an object on an inclined plane. Let us see. When a marble rolled down an inclined plane, its velocity increases, and when it goes up on the second inclined plane, its velocity decreases. If the inclinations of both the plane are equal, then marble will reach the same height which it rolled down. If the inclination of the second plane is less or decreased, it will travel more distance to reach the original height. And if inclination of the second plane is made horizontal, the marble will travel forever trying to reach the same height. So, an unbalanced force is required to change the motion of the marble, but no force is needed to sustain the uniform motion of the marble. Newton's has given the three laws of motion. So Newton's first law of motion states that an object remains in a state of rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change that state by an applied force. One important terminology is inertia. Inertia is the natural tendency of objects to remain in the state of rest or in uniform motion is called inertia. That is why first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Let us see some of the examples of inertia. If a striker hit a pile of coins on a carom board, the lowest coin move out, and due to inertia of rest, the other coins fall down. You might have played the carom and you have feel this. If a coin placed on a playing card over a tumbler is flicked with a finger, due to inertia of rest, the coin fall down into the tumbler. Third example is when we travel in a car and driver applies the brake suddenly, we tend to fall forward due to inertia of motion of our body. Fourth is when we are standing in a bus and bus begin to move suddenly, we tend to fall backward because our feet in contact with the floor moves forward, but our upper part of the body continues to remain at rest due to inertia of rest. Inertia and mass. a body at rest continues to be at rest and a body in motion continues to be in motion. This property of body is called its inertia. The inertia of a body is measured by the magnitude of force required to change the state of the body. The force required to change the state of a heavier body is more than the force required to change the state of lighter body. This is because mass of heavier body is more than the mass of lighter body. So we can say mass of the body is a measure of its inertia. More will be the mass, more will be its inertia. Momentum of a body. The momentum of a body is the product of its mass and velocity. Momentum is expressed mathematically. P is equal to mv, where P is for momentum, m is for mass and v is for velocity. If the body is at rest, its velocity is 0, so its momentum will also be 0. The SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second or kg meter per second. Example, a truck moving at a very low speed can kill a person standing in its path because of the heavy mass of the truck. A bullet of small mass when fired from a gun can kill a person because of large velocity of bullet. So, impact of a body depends upon its mass as well as its velocity. Newton's second law of motion. It states the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied force in the direction of force. Mathematical formulation of second law of motion. If an object of mass m is moving along a straight line with initial velocity u and is accelerated to velocity v in time t by applying a force F, then initial momentum P1 is equal to m into initial velocity u, mu. Final momentum P2 is equal to mv, final velocity v. Change in momentum is final momentum minus initial momentum, that is P2 minus P1 is equal to mv minus mu. Taking mass common, m inside bracket v minus u. Now rate of change of momentum means change of anything by per unit time, mv minus u divided by t, or the applied force F is directly proportional to mv minus u upon t, or F is equal to removing the proportionality constant by using k mv change in momentum velocity by time. But v minus u by t is equal to a, so you can replace it the value F is equal to k ma, where k is constant of proportionality, or F is equal to ma. So SI unit of mass is kg and acceleration is meter per second square. So the unit of force is kg meter per second square or Newton. Its symbol is N, capital N. One problem. A constant force acts on an object of mass 5 kg for a duration of 2 seconds. It increased the object velocity from 3 meter per second to 7 meter per second. Find the magnitude of the applied force. Now, if the force was applied for a duration of 5 seconds, what will be the final velocity of the object? So first we will enlist what is given. It is given that u or initial velocity is 3 meter per second, v or final velocity changes to 7 meter per second, in time 2 seconds, mass is given 5 kg. From equation we have F is equal to minus m v minus u by t, F is equal to ma, from ma, a is v minus u by t. Substituting the value, F is 5 kg, mass is 5 kg, F equal to ma means 5 kg into 7, final velocity minus initial velocity, that is 3, divided by t time 2 seconds. This will be equated to 10 Newton. Now, if this force is applied for duration of 5 seconds, t is equal to 5 seconds, then the final velocity will be calculating by rewriting v, final velocity, is equal to u plus ft by m. On substituting the value for u, f, m and t, we get final velocity v is equal to 13 meter per second. Another example, a motor car is moving with a velocity of 108 km per hour and it takes 4 seconds to stop after the brake are applied. Calculate the force exerted by brake on the motorcycle if its mass along with the passenger is 1000 kg. So we have to enlist what is given. U is given, initial velocity 108 km per hour. So we have to convert it into meter per second. So it will become 30 meter per second. Final velocity of motor car, it has stopped after applying the brake, that is V becomes 0. The total mass of motor car along with its passenger is given 1000 kg and time taken to stop the motor car T is equal to 4 seconds. So we have the magnitude of force applied by brake. F is as mv minus u by t. F is equal to ma. So mv minus u by t. On substituting the value, F is equal to 1000 kg. Final velocity is 0 minus initial velocity 30 divided by 4 time. So it will be calculated as minus 7500 Newton. The negative signs tell us that force exerted by the brake is opposite to the direction of force of the motor car. Let us solve another example, that is from velocity time graph. Now, question is, the velocity time graph of a ball of mass 20 gram moving along a straight line on a long table is given in figure this. On x-axis, time is taken, on y-axis, velocity in centimeter per second is taken. So question is, how much force does the table exert on the ball to bring it to rest? Now, 20 gram ball is moving in a straight line. So initial velocity of ball is 20 centimeter per second. You can see from the velocity graph. Due to friction force exerted by table, the velocity of ball decreased down to 0 in 10 seconds. In 10 second velocity becomes 0. Now, the velocity, thus u is equal to 20 centimeter per second and v is equal to 0 centimeter per second in time 10 seconds. Since the velocity time graph is a straight line, it is clear that ball moving with constant acceleration. So acceleration we can calculate is equal to v minus u by t, that is 0 minus 20 upon time 10 seconds. So it will be minus 0.02 meter per second square. Now for calculating the force exerted on the ball, the F is equal to ma, that is 20 upon 1000 kg. That is in the kg, and multiply with a acceleration we have calculated minus 0.02 meter per second square. So it will comes to minus 0.004 Newton, and negative sign implies that frictional force exerted by table is opposite to direction of motion of the ball. Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion states that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction, and they act on two different bodies. To prove that action and reaction are equal and opposite, take two springs balance A and B connected together. Fix the spring balance B to a rigid support. When a force is applied by pulling the free end of spring balance A, both the spring balances show the same reading. This shows that force exerted by the spring balance A on B is equal but opposite in direction to the force exerted by spring balance B on A. The force exerted by the spring balance A on B is action, and force exerted by the spring balance B on A is the reaction. Examples of action and reactions. When a bullet is fired from a gun, it exerts a forward friction, that is known as action, on the bullet, and the bullet exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun, that is known as reaction, and the guns recoil. Second example we can see, when a sailor jumps out of a boat, he exerts a backward force of the boat, that is action, and boat exerts an equal and opposite force on the sailor, that is reaction, and the sailor jumps forward. Another examples are when an air balloon is released. The force of the air coming out of the balloon, that is action, exerts an equal and opposite force on the balloon, that is reaction, and it moves upward. Second example, when a rocket is fired, the force of burning gas coming out, that is action, exerts an equal and opposite force on the rocket, that is reaction, and it moves upward. Talking about conservation of momentum, law of conservation of momentum states that the sum of momentum of two objects before collision is equal to sum of momenta after collision, provided there is no unbalanced force acting on them. This means that total momentum of two objects is unchanged or conserved by collision. If two balls A and B of mass MA and MB are traveling in a straight line with their initial velocities UA and UB, then two balls will collide with each other. During collision at time t, ball A exerts a force FAB on ball B, and the ball B exerts a force FBA on ball A. If VA and VB are velocity of ball A and B after collision, then momentum of ball A before and after collision are MAUA and MAVA, and the momentum of ball B before and after collision are MBUB and MBVB. Now, change in momentum of ball A during collision, we can write MAVA minus MAUA, and rate of change of momentum of ball, that is force, is equal to MA, that is MAVA minus UA divided by T. Same for the ball B, FBA, rate of change of momentum, we can calculate MBVV minus UB divided by T. Now, according to third law of motion, the force exerted by ball A on ball B is equal and opposite to the force exerted by B ball on ball A. Therefore, FAB is equal to minus FBA. Minus sign indicate that direction is opposite. Or we can substitute the value MA VA minus UA upon T is equal to minus MB VB minus UB by T. This gives MA UA plus MB UB is equal to MA VA plus MB VB. This concludes momentum of two balls before collision is equal to momentum of two balls after collision. Let us solve some of the problem based on law of conservation of momentum. One example is a girl of mass 40 kg jumps with a horizontal speed or velocity of 5 meters per second onto a stationary cart with frictionless wheels. The mass of cart is 3 kg. What is her velocity as the cart starts moving? Assume that there is no external unbalanced force working in the horizontal direction. How we will solve it? Let V is the velocity of girl on the cart as the cart starts moving. The total momentum of girl and the cart before the interaction is 40 kg into 5 meter per second. 40 kg is the weight of girl M and velocity is 5 meter per second plus cart weight 3 kg. Cart is at rest position, so velocity will be 0. So it will be equated to 200 kg meter per second. Total momentum after interaction is, what is the weight? Weight of girl plus weight of cart, that is 40 plus 3 into V velocity, whatever it has attained. So it will be 43 V. Now, according to law of conservation of momentum, total momentum is conserved during interaction. So 40 V is equal to 200. So we can calculate the velocity. Now, the girl on the cart would move with velocity of 4.65 meter per second in the direction in which the girl jumped. Let us solve another example. Two hockey players of opposite team while trying to hit a hockey ball on the ground collide and immediately becomes entangled. One has mass 60 kg, was moving with velocity of 5 meter per second, while the other has a mass of 55 kg and was moving faster with velocity of 6 meter per second towards the first player. In which direction and with what velocity will they move after they become entangled? And assume that the frictional force or the frictional force acting between the feet of the two players and the ground is negligible. So let us try to solve this problem. Now, let the first player be moving from left to right. By convention, left to right is taken as positive direction and thus right to left becomes negative direction. The symbol M and U represent the mass and initial velocity of the two players respectively. Subscript 1 and 2 in these physical quantity refer to two hockey players. Thus, M1 means player mass 1 of first player mass is 60 kg. U1 initial velocity of first player is 5 meter per second. For second player M2 55 kg and U2 minus 6 meter per second. The total momentum of two players before collision, that is 60 kg into 5 meter per second plus 55 kg into minus 6 meter per second. It will be calculated minus 30 kg meter per second. Now, if the velocity of the two entangled player after collision is v, the total momentum is m1 plus m2 into v, that is 60 first mass of the player and second player mass 55 into v, that is 115 v. And according to law of conservation, initial momentum is equal to final momentum. So V is equal to minus 30 upon 115. It comes to minus 0.26 meter per second. Thus, the two entangled player will move with velocity of 0.2 meter per second from right to left. That is in the direction of second player was moving before the collision.